recently got married or whatever. No, sorry, she's not married to this man. There's a woman who has been dating this man long distance for years, a couple years, a year, something like that. And they decide they're not going to be long distance anymore. They're going to move to this very specific house in this very private, niche neighborhood called The Circle. And this is where they're going to live together for the first time. And she's excited but kind of like nervous because she's used to living not in London, which is where this is. She's used to living in the country, and she's not used to living with a man, and she's not used to being in this like weird little community. Turns out some really crazy things happened in this house before they moved there, and she has to figure out, or she feels the need to investigate and figure out what really happened, because all of her neighbors are acting sketchy as heck. So it was very interesting, and I really liked it. Yeah, I thought the twist, I didn't see the twist fully coming. I kind of did, but I thought it was an interesting take. I definitely liked Behind Closed Doors better, but I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Then after that, I finished the only physical book I brought with me. Which is The Magic of Thinking Big by Acquire the Secrets of Success, Achieve Everything You've Always Wanted by David J. Schwartz, PhD. Basically, this is the personal development book that my boss gave us this year at our company rally. And this book is all about thinking big and dreaming big and making big, lofty goals, and then giving you helpful tips on how to achieve the success that you are aiming for. I gave this book a 4.75 out of 5 stars just because the author kept mentioning ignoring negative emotions and pushing them all the way down and not dealing with them. It's the only way to really get through negative things, and I didn't like that. It really bothered me. So I really want to make a full video explaining the good tips from this, the tips I think you should pass on, but overall I really enjoyed it, and I actually did receive a raise halfway through reading this. So it's good advice, and stuff does work. It's just, don't always take everything for what people say it is. I don't know. Anyways, read that one. Also on April 4th, I read both of those. I finished both of those on April 4th. My nonfiction books, I read 10 pages every day. So that I had been reading for like a month. But I finished that on April 4th. I finished The Therapist on the 1st. And then I finished The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley on April 4th as well. That book is about a young woman, I don't know, I think she's in her 20s, who is kind of in a bad spot, so she decides to go stay with her brother at this fancy Paris apartment that he's been living at. And when she arrives, her brother is nowhere to be found, and this is very strange for him to do to her. Usually, he begrudgingly always helps her, even if he doesn't really want to. So she's concerned, as you would be, and as she investigates what happened to her brother, she goes in depth, morning, afternoon, night, every hour, every 15 minutes, whenever a new event is starting, it will tell you. And then on the back is your dining options and what time they open, what time they close, where they are on the ship, and then bar services, guest services, all that kind of stuff. Every single day when room service comes in to make on Spotify, Apple Music, all those places.